So let's talk about high performance for leaders. But first, just wanted to open with a word of encouragement for you. And when you get into leadership or you're doing something that causes you to get out of your comfort zone, we have to learn how to think like the minority. Learn how to think like the minority. What do I mean by that? See, society has taught people to think like the majority. If you think about it, 95% of the world are consumers, and only 5% of the world are creators. 95% will complain about problems and common problems that someone should fix this. Someone needs to fix this thing. And only 5% of the world are innovators, the people that invent the thing to fix the thing, right? 95% in any environment are followers and 5% are leaders. 95% of the world is either in the middle class or in the broke class, and only 5% are the ultra wealthy. 95% of the world are employees. 5% of the world, but it is growing, are business owners. And so if you want to step out into the world of, success, if you want to be a leader, a creator, an innovator, you want to create wealth, then you better be okay with being part of the minority. So let's talk about high performance to get you to that 5%. It all starts with having positive thoughts. Where do positive thoughts come from? It really takes energy to be a leader. It takes positive energy from taking good care of our mental health and our body, right? Because as a leader, you're the one that's taking all the complaint calls. You're the one diffusing a difficult situation like we had to do with the last big event in Anaheim recently. I don't know if you knew about that, Nathan.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And Jim Rohn says to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you can get your mindset right, if you can get your health and the body right, then that'll help you do incredible things in work. Would you agree? So, how do
Yeah.
we take good care of our mental health, our bodies, and have more positive thoughts? Because negative thoughts will creep into anybody at any time, but we have to be proactive about it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hit the gym. We want to work out. Do you work out every day? Exercise is so important. And of course, you've probably heard that a million times, and we all know it, but are we doing it? Are we doing it consistently? So number one, let's make time for exercise in our daily routine, no matter how busy we are. You could take a 15-minute walk on your lunch break. You could take a 15-minute walk before you, leave for work and start the day. We could do those things. Maybe we have an early start. Well, when we get home, turn on an exercise video. And Dave likes to do Nikki Hollander Stronger, this guy with this Australian accent that does these, burpees and stuff like that. And so there's not just girl videos, there's guy videos too for workouts. And number two, water. Water is the new drink of the wealthy because soda is for the uneducated. Too many studies and research shows the deterioration of health from sugary drinks and nerve damage in the brain from artificial sweeteners from zero sugar drinks. So what are you putting in your body as far as liquid? Water. Water is for the wealthy. Our bodies are what? 60% water? Nathaniel, you're in the health business, right? I mean, 60,
Yeah.
80%, I don't know, percent water or something?
Yeah, it's about 70% water.
70% water. I think our brains are 80% water. So why aren't we feeding it what it needs? That it comes out to be like 10 glasses of water a day of what we need. And so if you have a choice to drink anything, drink water. If you're drinking caffeine, caffeine is a dehydrator. I
Hmm.
think there's a word for it, like diuretic or something. I don't know. But it dehydrates you. So anything with caffeine dehydrates you. Anything with sugar is it deteriorates the body. Alcohol affects the body and the blood and the brain, right? So water, 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 water. And did you know Dr. Daniel Amen? I follow him. I absolutely love him. If you're looking for better health solutions, he wrote the book Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. He says that dehydration, even just a little bit of dehydration, I'm sorry, the more you drink water, obviously improves blood flow to the brain, which in turn can enhance your mood, your cognitive function, and it reduces the symptoms of depression. Even slight dehydration, he says, can raise stress hormones, which can damage the brain over time. It's minute. It's a little bit at a time. It's not noticeable enough, but all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, what happened? It didn't just happen in one day. It happened a little bit every single day over time. So water, 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 water. The third thing is nutrient dense foods versus nutrient deficient foods. What's a nutrient dense foods? Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, lean meats, and fish, right? It's nutrient dense. What do you think has more vitamins and minerals? A broccoli or a potato chip?
Broccoli.
Okay. But, or an apple, I should say. Some people don't like broccoli. So I should say an apple or a potato chip. So if you're on your break and you're at work and you're like, I'm hungry, time to get a snack, and you go, and they're selling different things, it's so easy to pick up a bag of chips, isn't it? Instead of buying the little basket of fruit in the corner or the little fruit cup or whatever. It's more appealing to get the chips and it's faster and it's easier to eat and while you're on the go, but what the body really needs is that apple. So what's a nutrient deficient food? It's something that's void of nutrients, like the potato chips, like the pizza, the hot dogs, the pasta. If you look at the vitamin and mineral content of it, even look at the bag of pasta, it has very little vitamins and nutrients in it. And so our bellies feel full. Have you ever like eaten this huge meal but you still want to keep eating and you're like, why am I stuffed, but I'm still hungry?
Hmm.
It's because our bodies are nutrient deficient. We need that vitamins, we need the minerals, but we gave it something else. And so the belly is full, but we still want more. And that's why people do overeat. They keep eating as a result of that. So eating salmon, kale, strawberries, right? That's going to keep our body buzzing and have mental clarity and energy. Okay, what did we do? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, sleep. Sleep is so important for high performance and for energy. I mean, I am the biggest cranky head if I don't get good sleep. Ask Dave. I become a different person. So we need to get sleep. It's so important because that affects not just our mood, our energy. It affects our eating habits too. Like, did you ever get a bad night of sleep and then you're like, oh, it's time to eat. And then you choose the sugar because you want that boost. You feel like I need to eat something with more oomph instead of just the kale salad. Sleep will help you feel rested enough to be able to have that energy that you're looking for. And then number 5 is personal development. Personal development, we need to be putting in more positive thoughts and listening to encouraging and motivating words than we give out all day and then we receive all day. What do I mean by that? We give out every day, we're outpouring as leaders. We're putting out energy. We're putting out our love. We're giving. But who's fueling us? The brain is like it has a fuel tank too, not just our bodies as far as food that we put in, but the food for the brain is the positive motivational audios that we're listening to while we're driving in our car. Instead of listening to the radio, go to YouTube, connect the Bluetooth to your car, or turn on a podcast of something positive from a positive author or a positive speaker. We have to refill our tank from what we're putting out. And then we also need to cleanse the brain from the negative stuff that we're taking in. I just had somebody on a phone call spend 30 minutes telling me about why the world is ending. Like all the things. Like he even went as far as aliens. I'm like, okay. I'm like, has he had a checkup lately? But anyway, this was a potential client and I was listening patiently, but people will say crazy things all day long, or you'll listen to the negative news, or you'll see this awful thing that you didn't want to see when you're at the gym and the TVs are everywhere and you're having to see this just depressing news. And so we need to cleanse the brain of that, right? Imagine a cup of water and imagine a cup of urine. If I hand you a cup of urine, are you going to drink it? No. But if I hand you a cup of water, okay, imagine pouring the water to dilute the urine and then the stuff overflowing, okay, out of the cup because you're putting positive in and then the garbage is going out. How much water do you need to keep pouring in there for all the garbage to be diluted out? Now, that's just a terrible visual I just gave you because you're probably never going to drink that cup that ever had the urine in it. You would want to wash first, but you get what I'm saying here, right? So we need to be doing those things. So to be a high performer and a sales leader and a business leader, we need to be making sure that who are we taking care of more than anybody else? Taking care of ourselves before we take care of our job. And Dave and I have followed Jim Rohn's saying where he says, I'll take care of me for you if you'll take care of you for me. So I need to take care of myself so I could be a more loving and positive and encouraging wife than a negative, critical, wife. I need to be taking care of my body and or keeping myself company and happy without having to pull and add more weight to my partner in order to say, give me more. I want to be full of taking care of myself so I can overflow and to be able to give him more. When we can be in relationships like that, it's a beautiful thing.